My child, pause. Stop scrolling. Stop trying to figure it all out on your own. Just be still for a moment. Can you hear it? That small whisper in your spirit? That isn't your thoughts. That's me. And I've brought you here because I want to say something to you, something that could change your life. You've been searching. You've been praying. You've been waiting for a sign. And this is it. It's not a coincidence you're here right now. I placed this video in front of you because you're ready. Ready to receive. Ready to shift. Ready to start again. You've asked me how to earn more. How to change your life. How to finally step into something bigger. But child, before I give you the how, I need to speak to your heart. Because your first million doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your spirit. It starts in your belief. It starts in your willingness to trust me more than your bank account. More than the economy. More than your past failures. I see you. I see how hard you've worked. I see the tears you've cried in secret when the bills stacked up and the doors stayed shut. I see how you smile in public but panic in private. And here's what I want you to know first, you are not meant for small things. I didn't design you for just survival. I created you for impact. For overflow. For multiplication. But for you to access that, something must shift, not outside of you, but inside. Let me ask you something, beloved. Have you ever stopped to believe that maybe the wealth you're chasing is actually chasing you? But it can't find you because your heart is hidden in fear. You want 1 million, but you fear the risk. You pray for breakthrough, but you don't prepare for it. And so today, I'm inviting you into alignment. Into a new beginning. Into a deeper trust. I'm not asking you to hustle harder. I'm asking you to surrender deeper. The world says, work more, grind more, chase more. But I say, seek first my kingdom, and everything else will be added. When you start by giving me your mind, your thoughts, your motives, I can start multiplying the rest. I want to bless you, but I don't just want you to be rich. I want you to be righteous. Because what good is having millions, if you lose your peace? I want to make you whole. Spirit, soul, and success. So here's your first step, let go of the fear of not having enough. That fear has been driving your decisions, hasn't it? But today, you are releasing it. Say this with me, God, I give you my fears about money. Yes. Say it again. God, I give you my fears about money. Now, child, write down 3 things that you've been afraid will never happen. Maybe it's starting the business. Paying off the debt. Helping your family. Write them. Name them. Because the moment you write them down and bring them before me, you shift. You stop reacting and start receiving. This is not about motivation. This is about transformation. Your future isn't locked in your failures. It's unlocked by your faith. Can you believe I still want to bless you? Even after all your mistakes? Yes, even now. Especially now. Because blessing doesn't come after perfection, it comes after surrender. And you're closer than you think. I haven't forgotten the promises I made to you. I'm still working behind the scenes. You can't see it all yet, but trust this, the soil has been planted, the roots are growing, and in due season, you will reap. But only if you don't give up. So here's your action, every morning for the next 7 days, write 1 sentence that starts with, I believe God will, and speak it aloud. This isn't about speaking to the universe. It's about declaring to the one who created it. Remember, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Speak life. Over your finances. Over your mind. Over your family. This is not the end for you. This is the beginning. The shift has started. The old mindset is falling off. The fear is melting. And a new chapter is opening. You're not walking alone. I'm right here. I always have been. And I'm not finished with you yet. Now breathe. Receive. And prepare, because in the next part, I will show you how to walk this path daily, and why faithfulness with the little is the key to unlocking the much. My child, now that your heart has begun to shift, now that you've started speaking life instead of fear, I need to show you the next step. Listen carefully. Because this is where many walk away. Not because I turned my back on them, but because they stopped trusting when the test came. Let me ask you something, beloved. Have you ever asked me for more blessing, more provision, more opportunity, and then, when I gave you something small, you overlooked it? Do you remember the $50 you received unexpectedly and thought, well, that's not much? Or the day someone offered to help you, and you said, no, I'm fine, when deep inside, you were breaking? You see, I am not just the God of abundance. I am also the God of testing. Because what I give you in seed form, if you ignore it, cannot grow into the harvest you're praying for. I gave you a small open door, and you said it was too insignificant. I gave you a conversation that could have changed everything, but you were too afraid to respond. But today, I want you to understand this truth. If I cannot trust you with little, how can I trust you with much? Child, your $1 million breakthrough is not missing, it's simply waiting for you to prove faithful with what's already in your hands. I'm not punishing you. I'm preparing you. Remember this, Joseph did not go from the pit to the palace overnight. He served in Potiphar's house first. He was faithful in prison first. Before he was trusted with a nation, he was trusted with nothing. And still, he chose integrity. Still, he chose to believe. I want to tell you a story. There was a man who lost everything in a single week, his job, his home, even his closest friends walked away. One night, he sat on the edge of his bed, crying out to me, God, why would you allow this? I have nothing. But I whispered to him, do you still have breath? He said, yes. I asked, do you still have your hands? He said, yes. Then I said, then you still have enough for me to multiply. That night, he found an old notebook, and he wrote, I will rebuild. I will trust God again. He didn't know it yet, but 1 week later, someone he once helped years ago called him and offered him a small job. It wasn't what he prayed for. But he said yes. That job led to another. Then another. And within 3 years, he was a millionaire. But here's the truth, the shift didn't start with money. It started with obedience. It started with saying yes to the little. My child, are you willing to start small again? Are you willing to say yes even when it doesn't look impressive? Because faith isn't proven when things are easy. It's revealed when things look impossible. You've asked me for overflow, but are you sowing with what you have now? You've asked me for promotion, but are you showing up with excellence in your current season? You say, God, bless me with more. And I say, show me you can steward what I've already given. That idea you've been ignoring. That's me. That small business idea you dismissed because it didn't seem big enough, that was my whisper. That person you felt nudged to encourage, that was me testing your faithfulness. Don't overlook small beginnings. Even a mustard seed moves mountains. Now hear this, child, I'm not trying to make you earn my blessing. I'm trying to make you ready to carry it. Because if I gave you $1 million right now, but your character wasn't ready, it would crush you. The weight of the blessing would become a burden. But when you are faithful in the quiet place, in the unseen place, you become strong enough to sustain the blessing when it comes. So let me give you something practical. This week, take $10 and give it to someone who cannot repay you. Not because you have a lot, but because you trust that I am your source. Then, take 15 minutes each morning to write a single sentence: God, show me one way to be faithful today. And whatever I show you, do it. Obedience is the currency of heaven. When you move with me in the small, I move for you in the impossible. Let me remind you of my word: whoever is faithful with little will be given much. That's not just a proverb. That's a prophecy. For you. Don't despise the small. Don't resist the quiet work I'm doing in your heart. Don't rush. I'm building something real in you. Something unshakable. Something eternal. And listen. I haven't changed my mind about blessing you. I haven't taken my promises away. I've just been waiting for you to stop waiting, and start walking. Walking in trust. Walking in obedience. Walking in faith that says, even if it's small, I'll honor it. You may not feel ready. But I am. I'm ready to release more into your hands. But this time, you'll handle it differently. You'll steward it with gratitude. With wisdom. With purpose. Because now, you're no longer just asking me for money, you're asking me for mission. And I will bless that. Stay close. Keep trusting. The next step is closer than you think. And child, your hands are not empty. They are prepared. Now breathe again. The pressure is lifting. The path is forming. The door is opening. And when you step through, you'll remember this moment. You'll say, that was the day I stopped chasing millions, and started walking with God. And that's when everything changed. Now, let me take you deeper. Because I know what you're thinking. God, I've been faithful. I've given. I've obeyed, so why haven't I seen breakthrough yet? Child, I hear you. And I want you to know, delay does not mean denial. Silence is not absence. In fact, sometimes I'm the quietest, when I'm building the strongest foundation. You don't build skyscrapers on sand. And I'm not building something temporary in you, I'm preparing you for something that generations will feel. I'm not just giving you money, I'm giving you mantle. Authority. Legacy. But it requires endurance. Let me ask you. Would you rather have a quick million that crumbles, or a lasting life that overflows? Sometimes I hide the blessing inside a burden, to see if you'll unwrap it anyway. That job you hate? That relationship that's testing your patience? That season of silence? All of it is part of the refining. I'm removing the fear. I'm stretching your faith. I'm teaching you to walk when you don't see the full map. Do you remember the Israelites? I didn't give them the whole promised land in a day. I gave it piece by piece, as they proved ready. And so it is with you. Some doors I haven't opened yet, because your faith needs to catch up to your prayers. But child, hear me, every no was a setup for a better yes. Every delay was a divine detour, not a dead end. And right now, you are closer than you think. You are standing on the edge of a shift so big, your past pain won't even make sense anymore. But before I release it, I ask you again. Can I trust you with little? Can I trust you to give when no one sees it? Can I trust you to love when it's hard? Can I trust you to be excellent when you feel overlooked? Because if I can trust you with a hidden season, I can trust you with a public one. You say you want $1 million. I say, I want a heart that won't forget me when it arrives. Because true wealth is not just in what you have, but in who you become. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to write a faith ledger. It's simple. Each day, write down 1. One thing you trusted me for. 2. One thing I've already done for you. 3. One promise you're still holding on to. Do this every day for the next 10 days. And watch what happens. Your eyes will begin to see not just what you lack, but what you've already been given. And then, you'll realize, you've been walking in my favor the whole time. You're not poor. You're planted. You're not forgotten. You're in formation. And my child, what I'm about to do in your life is going to silence every doubt, every fear, every whisper that told you you'd never make it. This is not the end of your story. This is the turning point. You're ready now. So let's walk together into part 3, where the million isn't just a number, it's a mission, my beloved child. Take a deep breath. Let my presence wrap around you now. Can you feel it? That peace you're sensing, it's me. I've walked with you through the doubt, through the fear, through the waiting, and now I say to you, you are ready to rise. This is the moment you stop asking if and start declaring when. The million you desire, it is not just about money. It's about purpose. About provision for your calling. About creating something that outlives you. I am the God who owns cattle on 1,000 hills. I have no shortage. No limit. But I never give without reason. So here's what I want you to remember. I'm not trying to make you rich, I'm making you responsible. I'm not just giving you a gift. I'm giving you a garden. Something to grow. Something to multiply. And now, I want to give you 3 lessons. 3 truths that will unlock what you've been praying for. 1. Obedience unlocks overflow. You don't need a new strategy. You need a surrendered step. Remember the widow who poured her last oil? The boy with 2 fish and 5 loaves? They gave what seemed insignificant, but in my hands, it fed thousands. What you think is not enough becomes more than enough when you obey. So start now. Obey in the small. Obey when it's scary. Obey when no one claps. That's where overflow begins. 2. Seed before supply. Many want harvest without sowing. But even Eden needed a seed. If you want increase, start planting your time, your love, your finances. Give when it hurts. Give when it's unnoticed. Give with expectation, not for applause, but for alignment. Because every seed sown in faith has an appointment with harvest. And child, harvest is coming. 3. Faith is the foundation of fortune. You think you need a plan? No. You need faith. The kind of faith that builds when there's no blueprint. That starts when there's no guarantee. That walks even when it's dark. Hebrews says, faith is being sure of what we hope for, and certain of what we do not see. So start acting like what I promised is already yours. Wake up as if the miracle already came. Prepare as if the door is already open. Because that level of faith moves heaven. Now hear me clearly. This next season will not be built on hustle, but on holiness. You don't need to beg anymore. You don't need to prove yourself. You just need to walk in what I already gave you. I gave you vision. I gave you gifts. I gave you breath this morning. And that means, your mission is still alive. So go ahead. Start the business. Launch the project. Pray the bold prayers. Speak like the blessing is done. Because when you move in faith, I move in power. And now, child, I speak this over you. I declare increase over your house. I declare clarity over your mind. I declare peace over your heart. You will no longer chase money, money will follow your mission. You will not be ruled by fear, you will walk in freedom. You are not waiting for favor, you are walking in it. This is your season. This is your shift. This is your release. And when people ask how it happened, you'll say, it wasn't me. It was God. If this message touched something deep in you, don't just listen, respond. Write your faith ledger tonight. Give something this week, not out of abundance, but out of alignment. Comment Amen if your spirit received this. Share this with someone who's been praying for a sign. Then pause. 10 seconds. Let the Holy Spirit speak to your heart in stillness. Because child, the conversation isn't over. It's just beginning.